Hey, you're listening to the Coffee O'Clock podcast, the show that brings you joy and inspiration, with special guests from all around the world who have an amazing story and expertise to evolve your personal and professional life. I am your host, Burcu Onaranel, the founder of Joy Marketing and Coaching. Make sure you grab your coffee and get ready to explore new ideas. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Coffee O'Clock. Cheers. Hi, Mark. Welcome.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Just in the middle of a nice English summer. It's raining.
It's raining. Yes.
Yeah, it's standard for England, particularly the part of England I'm in. It's pretty much standard. We have really good high quality rain here.
Yes, we do have here in Hungary too, but today is pretty sunny, so I'm very happy. Mark, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. Mark Coope, you are a Jutsu instructor, and today we are going to talk about tragedy to triumph. Can you introduce yourself a little bit to our audience, and we can start our conversation?
Yeah, certainly, no problems. I'm 63 years old. I've been married to Rachel now for around about 25 years, just coming up to our silver wedding anniversary. Lucky girl. We've got 3 children and we've got 3 grandchildren.
Wow.
As you say, I'm a jiu-jitsu instructor. I got into jiu-jitsu after I finished playing rugby league, which I played for 20 years. That is a silly game, believe me. So I got bored with life and I started jiu-jitsu. Loved it. Took my coaching badges, all my coaching courses. I now run my own club in Oldham, in the Oldham area, where we have around about 50 to 60 students on the books that we train in traditional Japanese martial arts, which is so much fun 3 times a week.
It's very interesting to me. First of all, I'm amazed to have a guest like you, Mark, who is a rugby player and Jutsu instructor. I never met someone, not like having a guest on the show. I never met someone who has these credentials, who is such a beautiful soul, 63 years old, married, and have like everything. And you're just so, how to say, various person with so many different things. And we are going to talk about the tragedy you had years ago. You're gonna tell us more because that's what we are curious, me and my audience. We always like to dig into the hard time, the dark time, and then also learn how you overcame that, how you made it to a triumph. So what was the event changed your life?
Okay. Now, as I say, the theme of the conversation is from tragedy to triumph. About 7 years ago, myself and my wife and our eldest daughter had gone out to celebrate a 60th birthday party with a friend, help them celebrate the 60th birthday. So we left our youngest daughter, who was 14, 15 at the time. We left her home with 4 of her girlfriends for a scary movie and pizza night. Why? Why do girls like scary movies and pizza? I don't know. We left her home with that. Anyway, we were at the do. We were having a good time. Get home. We got home about 12 o'clock-ish. And there was just mayhem. It was just absolute mayhem on the driveway of the house. There must have been 30 people on the house, just milling about on the driveway. So I got out of the taxi and I sort of like questioned what was going on. Like, excuse me, gentlemen, could you tell me what's going on here? Probably a bit more expletive than that. Took a step on the drive and somebody smacked me over the head with a bottle from behind. And it came across my head from this side. That's where that cut is. Smashed my nose. I ended up on the floor thinking, what's going on? I stood up, turned around to confront him, and somebody smashed me on the head with a bottle from behind again on this side.
Oh my God.
I ended up on the floor once again. But to be honest, I got up and I weren't going down the 3rd time. When they say the red mist descends, that's exactly what happened. My brain was scrambled. It was just totally, I didn't have a clue what was going on. All I remember, if it moved, I hit it. I got absolutely pummeled. I did get it. I've got to admit, I did get it. I got a severe beating, but you know, I didn't take it lying down. I give some back. They run off. I ran after them. Next thing you know, stupidity wise, I went after them. I don't know why. I was just so furious. There was no rational thought process going on in my head. Went to the hospital, stayed there a couple of days, and luckily there was no severe damage. There was no severe damage to my head. It was just superficial cuts and bruises, and you know, certainly a bruised ego. And then I got sent home after a couple of days, nice and tidy, everything. Starting my recuperation of the physical injuries, which took about 2 or 3 months. But what I didn't realise was, as my physical injuries were coming down, my mental injuries were going up. My mental side of things was spiraling out of control. I didn't realise that was so subtle. That happened so subtle. It started with first of all, I went through a personality change. I went from being a happy-go-lucky guy, and I basically developed into a monster. I became a monster. I became just horrible. I became the sort of person I would never talk to. I became nasty. I became snappy. Things spiraled and kept going down and down and down. This happened over the next few years, and it was just a little bit at a time. I didn't even know it was happening. Long and short of it is, 2023, I said to Rachel, we were in trouble financially because my business had gone. My business had fallen apart. The business I had, I was a design jet repair engineer. That had fallen apart. There was no income coming into the house. And I said, it's all right, babe. I'm just coming, I'm early 60s. We'll just draw down on my pension. We'll draw down the pension. We'll pay all the debts off. We'll pay the house off. And we can go from there. Yeah. We tried to do that. The pension company had done one with the dosh. In other words, they'd taken the money that I'd put in over the years and done one. They were out of there. So I had no pension, basically. That were it. That was like the final nail in the coffin. I just literally went out of control then. I spiraled down totally out of control. I wasn't myself. I was diagnosed with severe PTSD and depression. Well, I could have told them that, and I didn't need a doctor to tell me that. And I could only see one way out. There was only one way out for me. And that was the end of a long road, basically.
How did you realize that you were in a depression, and how did you decide to get out of it?
How did I realize I was in depression? That's a good question, because I didn't know. Nobody knew. I didn't talk to any of my friends about it. I didn't talk to my wife about it. Outwardly, the facade, I was putting up a facade of everything was okay, but although there was things that were different about me, but outwardly I was just went on about, tried to do my stuff, but I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. Things I needed to do, I didn't do. I just tried to hide. I just tried to hide away from it, from everything. I realized I was having problems when I was at the jiu-jitsu club one day, and I don't know how I got there, but I actually realized I was stood in the chair with a rope around my neck.
With a what?
A rope around my neck.
Wow. Wow.
That's when I realized I had problems. I don't know how I got there or anything. I quickly resolved that situation. I got down off the chair, broke the rope around my neck, and then I went out the dojo. The dojo is a training facility for in martial arts. It's called a dojo. It just means training facility. I went out the door, and I put a note on the door saying, "Do not enter. Call the police." I'd actually sellotaped a note to the door of the dojo. So it was all planned. I just don't remember doing it. I realised at that stage they had a bit of a problem, but I didn't tell anybody. I didn't talk about it. Just started to go away. These urges then started getting more and more frequent and more. I knew where they were leading. Sooner or later, I was going to succumb. Sooner or later, I was going to take that big step. I just couldn't. Start of this year, I went to the doctors over an unrelated incident, and there was myself, my wife, there was a female doctor, and there was a young female trainee doctor in the room. And I walked in, the doctor said, how are you doing today? And that was it. Total meltdown. Total meltdown. So you got this big 6 foot tall rugby league playing, ex-rugby league player, jiu-jitsu black belt instructor, sat on the floor in front of 3 women, bibbing like a baby. Not good for your ego, really.
Well, we are human.
Yeah, well, you know, I got this alpha male. He was like, I was an Omega person, actually. I was just sat there, and I came round. I didn't even know I'd done this again. I had so many mind blanks. I came home in shame, embarrassment, guilt. All the negative emotions were coming out. Didn't speak to Rachel all the way. I mean, at the end of the day, she was my best mate. She's put up with so much over the last few years, and I didn't know I'd done. She was brilliant. She could have just easily packed her bags and gone. And I wouldn't have blamed her for it. I got home. I just went upstairs. I closed the door. I sat on my bed. Felt sorry for myself for a while. Thinking, why me? Why me? Oh, woe is me. Woe is me, you know. And something happened. Something at that point happened. The light shined through the window. I don't know. Something happened. Something happened in my mind. I found a way out. And all these demons that were coming at me on a regular basis are coming at me. I just looked at them and said, bring it on. Come on, bring it on. And they came at me, and I just destroyed them one after the other. Bump, 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 bump. You're not real. You're not real. You don't exist. You're not real. My mindset changed. I changed from being a victim to being the victor, should we say. I just got up. I had a shower. Got changed, went downstairs, walked into the kitchen and said to Rachel, it ends here, babe. I am not living my life like this anymore. And she just put her arms around me and just said, all she said was, no, I've been waiting for this, or about time. She just put her arms around me, looked me in the eye and said, go for it, babe. And that was the turning point in my life. That was the turning point.
I've had goosebumps and chills. Like it's hot here, but I'm cold because I'm feeling all the things you are sharing, being so vulnerable. I just want to thank you first for sharing everything transparently, because that's what I appreciate the most about you and about my other guests, because it's so important. These are real. So many people go through these dark times, depression, and being a victim, being a guilty person, feeling all those things. Those are real. And also on the other side, love and finding joy, finding a way out is also real. I can tell you, and you know this already, your wife is loves you a lot. She loves you a lot. That's why she didn't leave you, and she believed in you. I think this is very important part of your story too, that having someone who believes in you and supports you deeply. So okay, you got out of this. So let's leave all those feelings and let's come to the part of where you create an online business. You created an online business. Tell us about it. Like, what was the change look like, and how did you come up with that idea?
Okay. I knew that if I was going to fully get out of it, if I was going to become the person I was, that I needed a focus. My finances were wrecked. I'd wrecked my finances over the years because you can't keep taking out of the pot without putting back in again. So I knew that I needed to do something. Now, I've always flirted online. I've always flirted with online businesses. I've been flirting about 10, 15 years online. And trying and failing and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing. You get the gist. I don't think I'm alone on this one. Everything I tried seemed to fail. I failed. Was I failing? Was I failing? Or was I just learning ways not to do things? One thing I learned in all that was that I couldn't do it on my own. Yeah, I'm an intelligent guy. I've got a degree in electronic engineering. I was a computer engineer when I first left college. But this was something different. This was a different angle of life, of business. I realized I couldn't do this on my own. I'd got so far out of this pit, but I couldn't go the rest of the way without help. I couldn't work online. I tried working online before, but I couldn't do it without help. So I saw a mentor. I saw someone who could help me. Now, there's an old saying, I think it's C.C. Tongue or someone, who says that when the student is ready, the master will appear. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was bimbling about online, messing about online, trying to find something. Bing, this little skinny kid from Kenya, Peter, about 15, popped up in my life and said, "You're doing this all wrong." What do you mean I'm doing it wrong? You're doing it wrong. It wasn't the exact words, but that's what he meant. So he sent me some information, which I read through. Next thing you know, he put me in touch with this guy, a guy called Matt, who I've been with since then for the last nearly 7 months now. Total transformation of my life. Total everything. He plugged me into a community of like-minded people. He started educating me. It was dead easy, and this guy was trying to help me, and I'm trying to push him away. Go away. Don't want to be involved in it. I'm a nutter. I've got problems. Don't go. And he just said, "Yeah, no worries, buddy. We'll deal with that." You can't deal with it because I can't deal with it. How can you know more about me than I do? So I tried to push him away, but he stuck around. He's now. We worked on. We first of all started in affiliate marketing and learning how to use affiliate marketing online and build a business online. But things started changing. Whether it was my persona and what I wanted to achieve, or whether he saw something and he said, "Look, affiliate marketing is not for you. It's not for you at all. What is for you is mentorship. You have a powerful story." And that he had to drag that out of me. To write that story was horrendous. Writing that story, it was just, God, I must have cried enough bloody tears to fill a lake every time I wrote it and talked and spoke it and said it. It was horrendous. It was just so emotional. It was just so emotional. It was like I was having my heart torn out every time. But I got used to that and I got over that. They said, "We've got a powerful story. You've got a story where you can share with people. You need to help people." So consequently, I've just completed, and it's just gone live in the last month or so. Just a small program, just a small training course, which is called the Entrepreneurial Anxiety Program, and it's aimed at people in the same stage of life as me, 50 to 60, who are struggling with life. They've worked in the corporate sector all their lives, and as you said, they're either burning out, they don't want to be at work anymore. It's something simple. The smallest things can change your life. Like with me, it was a 10-15 minute incident that ruined the next 7 years of my life. That's probably less than that. You could go into work and all of a sudden the new guy gets a promotion above you because he's younger, doesn't have the experience. And they get the promotion above you because they're younger. Or it could be somebody just comes out with a comment, one little comment that rocks you back and rocks you up. All of a sudden now, this job that you were so happy about and you were just in the home straight, so to speak, becomes a chore. Or is your pension plan going to carry you through to through retirement? Are you going to keep the same lifestyle you've got? Are you going to have to adjust that? What happens in the future when there's no income coming in apart from your pension and your pension plan? If some emergency comes up that you need to provide finance for, and when you're approaching your retirement, the golden years, as they say, it should be a joyous occasion. You've paid your dues. You've worked for 40, 50 years of your life. You should be looking forward to it. Not, you shouldn't be creating anxiety and stress. So this is a program that's designed to help people transition from, not to replace the corporate income at the moment, to give them additional income to prepare for the retirement that they can do from home and working online. And I want to overcome the stigma associated with working online. The online world is full of scammers, as everyone thinks, but it's not. Yeah, they are there, but they're in every walk of life. You just need to learn how to avoid them. The online world is a labyrinth, and it'll pick you up and chew you up and spit you out like you don't exist if you don't know how to navigate it. And the first course, which is a short course, teaches what I call the 3 pillars. The 3 pillars of online. The first pillar is your why. Why are you there? Why do you want to go and work online? Why are you doing it? That is the driving force. That is the big spring that's constantly pushing you. Because you're going to hit obstacles, you're going to fail, you're going to failure is part of it. Just get back up again. I didn't in the past. I stayed down and crawled away and then tried again and crawled away and things like that. Like a little mouse scurrying into a hole. Your why. Once you get your why, I mean your proper why, and I don't mean that little superficial why that people say, I want a new car or I want to earn some extra money. That's not your why. That's just a reason, but that's not the why. You go down deep inside yourself, down to the very depth of your soul, and you drag that why out. Now, when I did that the first time, that was a horrendous experience, and it was my mentor's wife who took me on that journey, and I was screaming and shouting at her, and it was awful. It was so emotional. And I discovered, well, why? Yeah, I want to pay my bills off. Yeah, I want to pay my house. Yeah, I want to get everything back on track. That's fair enough. But that's not my why. That's not why I'm doing this. I'll tell you why I'm doing this at the end. The vision that she dragged out of me. Horrible person. I love her so much for it. I hated her at the time. Does that sound horrible? She did what needed to be done. And it took me on such an emotional journey. So that's your why. Your next one is mindset. This thing in here, that's my best mate. It's been with me all my life. That little man inside my head, and it's probably a little lady inside your head that talks to you all day long. Everything you do, it criticizes you, encourages you. It tells you you can do this. It tells you you can't do this. It's just there all the time. You go to bed with it. You wake up in the morning with it. It's just there every time. I'm telling you, it's a very, 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 very powerful tool. It's got so much sway and so much control over you. It took me on a dark journey. It was my best mate, more so than my wife. But it took me on a very, very, very dark journey. But it also showed me the key to get out of that dark journey. It's all about mindset. Once you change your mindset once you get a mindset of I can do, as opposed to I can't do, that's the big change. That's the big switch. Now, that's not an easy journey in itself. But the second part of the course is the biggest part of the course is about that. I mean, mindset is a whole minefield. It's a massive subject. I also overcome some limiting beliefs. Now, a limiting belief is something you believe to be real that holds you back. And the biggest thing, the biggest explanation I can give of that is we all have, everybody has limiting beliefs. The biggest one we have is that little man again, or little lady up here that says, I can't do it. How many times have you told yourself you can't do it? Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, you've never done it before, so I didn't know you can't do it. We can do anything. As humans, we can do anything.
Yep.
We can create any situation. We can do absolutely anything. You just have to look at the books, the things we've created, the books of literature, the stories we tell, just everything we've created, the advances in science, in medical that we've done as humans. That's all come out of someone's head. Somebody's thought that up. Thought the idea, they developed the concept. So that's about overcoming limiting beliefs. The biggest one is change that I can't do, I can't do, I can't do, thought, I did it. And the third section of it is your story. We've just heard a brief glimpse of mine, a brief explanation of mine. Stories are very, very, very powerful. Stories of how we've conveyed ideas and happenings throughout the history of the human race. We tell stories. We tell stories to each other. And some of them are a bit of a, some of them made up a bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is not quite true, but it is based on the First World War.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
A couple of them, not all of them.
Game of Thrones is a parody of England, medieval England. That's how I see it. Everything that they're saying, apart from they didn't get attacked by the dead. That bit. But it's the basic background of it is a parody of medieval England. Stories are so powerful, and I'll teach people how to, the third party, to teach someone how to script their story, because that is story. If your why is your driving force and your mindset is what the roadmap that keeps you on track, your story is the fuel. Your story is what will attract people to you, your vulnerability. As they say, every film you watch, every book you read, they have a hero who gets in a situation they can't get out of, and everything's always his fault. If the bad people are going to murder somebody, kill somebody, it's his problem that he's doing it. It's his fault that they're going to shoot him. And then they come through to triumph. It's the same story every time, and that's how I teach people how to craft that story. It's not easy. Telling your story is not easy, but it is so worthwhile. I actually love telling the story now, because my message is the message I want to get through to people, particularly men, because apparently that's what I am, is don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I wouldn't have been in the situation I was in if I'd have spoken to someone about it. But I'm a bloke. I'm a bloke. I don't need to talk to people, do I? Because A, it's soft, and B, well, one or two, I can handle it myself. Well, no, I'm not. I know I couldn't. If I'd have spoken to somebody about this, everything would have been okay a lot earlier.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing all these things. Like, I don't think only 50 to 60-year-old men, I think everybody in the earth has so much to learn from you, from your experience, your story. And I loved the 3 pillars you mentioned. I always believe in the why as well. That's why I have another why in my company name, Joy with 2 Ys. The second why is the why. I'm a huge believer on everything starts with the why. So I love that. And the mindset is so important, so powerful. And story too. I always believe in the stories. That's why I do this for the past 4.5 years, having people to share their stories, because stories matter. Like you said, books, movies, everything. We are born and raised with stories, and we love hearing stories, and we want to know how you're going to go from victim to victory, and how you're going to change, and how I can change to learn from your story. So it's so powerful. And now you're helping people online and reaching beyond where you are. So can you share how you work people, how people can reach out to you?
Yeah, I can do that. Can I just tell you my vision that was dragged out? That you know me why. I have this vision now. See, my ultimate vision is I have a jiu-jitsu club which in Oldham. Now, young men and ladies are taking their own lives because of despair, and there's nowhere to help them. My vision is I want to create a scholarship. I want to create a university. I want to create a safe zone for people to come. It's mainly young men, but I'm also trying to create this for women who are the victims of domestic abuse. I'm training 3 ladies. They basically they're at purple belt and brown white belt. between them. They're on training, they're on coaching courses in the next month or so. We want to take these people and give them a 12-month scholarship, all expenses paid, grading fees, fees to the WJGF, everything, mat fees for 12 months. And that stage, we can train them up to orange belt. We can give them purpose, we can give them direction, and we can give them something to achieve and teach them goal setting. That's my vision that I want to do in the end. Okay.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that as well.
Okay, thank you. Yes, they can get me. It's all dead easy, but everything I've done, I tried to make quite easy. Everything is, it's Facebook. It's facebook.com/Mark Coope online, and Coope is COOPE. That's Charlie Oscar Papa Echo online. My Facebook page is my YouTube page is youtube.com/The Elderpreneur. So it's just obviously elder. It's just take entree out and put elder in something. The Elderpreneur. So it's youtube.com/@The Elderpreneur. Or I have a Facebook page again called Mark Coope. If you search Facebook, it's all there. But if you want to have a look at the offer, the course, that can be found at www.theelderpreneur.com. Nice and simple. I've tried to keep everything so it's dead simple, but I can never spell preneur. I get it wrong every time.
It's the hard one for me as well.
Yeah, I should have called it something simple, really. It just fits in. It just fits in what we're trying to do. But it is that'll explain everything we're trying to do in the offer and everything that we're trying to do. And all we're trying to do is, and people can always, they can jump on my Facebook page, send me a DM, and I'm quite happy to jump on a Zoom with them and chat with them, something like that. And whatever they want, whatever people want or need, I'm happy to chat with them.
Mark, you're doing such an incredible job. I don't want to call it a job, but it's just amazing thing for people, for future generation and everything, and you're training people for it right now. So it's just, thank you for doing that, and thank you for sharing your story transparently. If you can share 1 or 2 sentences to leave our audience, what would you tell them?
I would say, no matter where you are in life or how low you're feeling, there is always a way out. There's always a way out. But what I would say more than anything, no matter who you are, particularly young men who are big and tough and alpha males, talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody. All you have to do, go to your doctors, go to your friends, go to your next door neighbour. Nobody. I wouldn't turn anybody. If somebody said to me now, Mark, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to somebody. What's up, buddy? If I don't talk to somebody, I'm going to explode. Let's go make it easy and get a coffee then. Let's go and get a coffee. That's all it takes. Don't hold it in. Don't try to beat it on your own, because you won't.
Yes.
Just talk to somebody. Talking is the first stage to resolution, to resolving the problem. And there's always stuff. And the last thing I'd say is that once you get over that and you want to move on, the online world is an amazing place. It's full of amazing opportunities. Despite what people say and the stigma involved in it, it's such an amazing place full of opportunities for those people who want to go out and grab it. But in my case, speaking personally, it gave me focus. It gave me focus, direction, and clarity. I know what I'm doing now. I'm so focused on what I'm doing that I don't even think about the bad times now. But I needed that focus. So you need to talk to somebody, find a focus. It could be anything. You don't have to be working online. It can be go watch a football game or read a book, just to focus on something. Take your mind away from it. Because while your mind's away and you're getting good stuff coming in, you're pushing the bad stuff out. So that's all I would say is talk to somebody, find a focus. And in the online world, it's packed full of opportunities where you can apply your life skills once you know how to. People have got life skills that are going to be lost when they retire. Learn how to use them online. Create a business, pass your skills on. it's a fantastic opportunity. You've got access to approximately 6 billion to 5 billion people as your customers, all from the comfort of your own home. It's crazy. It's a crazy scenario.
It is, and it's never late. And I really loved what you said. There's always a way out, and there is if you just look for it. So thank you so much.
You're
It's
welcome.
been an amazing chat. I loved hearing everything you mentioned, and I look forward to checking your course. And I will put all the links you mentioned under this show so people can reach out to you easily. They don't have to find out or search. They can click and find you. And thank you again for being my guest today and sharing your amazing story.
Thank you so much for giving me some time to talk. It's been a wonderful experience, and the pleasure has been all mine talking to you.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye now.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and now you can apply it to your life. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the Coffee O'Clock podcast on Apple and leave us a review. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you feel like someone needs to listen to this episode, share it on your social media or text the link to that person to make an impact in their life. Be sure to tune in every Monday for new episodes. You can also watch the episodes and find more inspiration on my Instagram, which is at JOYYBURCU. Until next time, make sure to spend some time with you and stay with joy.